Hi, my name is Jeff Mamet. The purpose of this video is to create video testimony relating to first-hand information I have about corruption in the United States federal government. I have submitted written documentation to a number of different government agencies and other people involved with government. However, I've had difficulty preparing all of the written documentation that I intended to prepare and then submit, and not in lieu of that, but in the interim, before I get a chance, or in case I don't get a chance to submit that written documentation, I decided to attempt to create some video testimony, which I would then upload to YouTube, and it would be available, and it might get to the right people, as opposed to the written documentation that I've submitted to the F.B.I, the Inspector General at the D.O.J, and the Inspector General of the CIA, which may have gotten directly into the hands of basically probably Bush holdovers that just bury them, bury them, and then they don't pursue them, and they don't transmit them, they don't record them, transmit them up the chain of command in the different federal government institutions to which I've submitted them. So by putting it out in the public domain, I might increase the chance that enough people see it. I'm intending this video really exclusively for those that have power within the government, because although if you're watching this and you're a private citizen, even if you're politically active, you really don't have much power. It's only people in the F.B.I, the Department of Justice, Congress, and the news media that have the power to they have subpoena power, they have investigatory powers, they have prosecutorial powers, and they have the power to fire people from government, and they have access to the media, and they have power to expose some of the corruption that I'll be talking about in what will be a series of videos. This is, I'm going to label this one probably Government Corruption 001-01, and then the next one will be 002 and 003, and I might date them, but they'll be numbered in that sort of using that sort of naming convention. Again, my name is Jeff Mamet, or my actual full name is Jeffrey, Jeffrey Brian with a Y, Mamet, M-A-M-E-T. I grew up in Los Angeles. I grew up in Manhattan Beach, California. And I went to UCLA undergraduate, where I graduated with honors for service to university with a double major in political science and psychology, and then I went to law school, and I graduated from Loyola Law School. I passed the bar. I practiced for a brief period. I was working for a law firm that defended discrimination cases, and I had an agreement with them that I would work for them, but I would never defend discrimination cases. After I passed the bar, they assigned me a discrimination case. I walked out. I never went back. I eventually got into IT, became an IT manager, and then a computer programmer. I've been an IT consultant. However, I have family in government, and I have family that works for the Democratic Party, and I got targeted by the federal government because I think of my family ties to politics on the Democratic Party side. And I've been subjected to attacks now for 7 years. I'm not really going to focus on what they've done to me. What they've done to me is some pretty horrible things that the United States military has done to me through one of their many, many illegal covert operations that they run against American political targets. I'll get into some of that stuff, but the purpose of these videos is to document in video format, and through testimony filmed, the specific facts that I have firsthand knowledge of relating to illegal, domestic, political, covert operations run inside the United States against American targets, not terrorists, not extremists, not terrorist targets, but just against the opposition of the military, the Department of Defense, and the Republican Party, which everyone out there would know, or they've been aligned together for many, many decades. And they've been running these illegal covert operations against their opposition. Generally, their opposition would be obviously the Democratic Party, the American news media. The primary goal of their illegal domestic political covert operations is to rig elections. and they do it through a variety of means. Illegal domestic espionage program that they've been running for decades that the media has failed to expose thus far. It involves use of satellites that have surveillance capabilities where they can pick up audio and video inside of people's homes, and it's all over the internet. It's all over. There's thousands and thousands of websites about it. However, it's not on CNN. It's not on Fox News. It's on ABC. It's not on ABC, CBS, NBC, or MSNBC. And until such time as it is, the American people as a whole, the majority of the people, it's only a small percentage of the people that know about it. And it's been going on for decades, and it's long overdue that it be exposed. The people that have vested interest in preventing it from being exposed are fighting to prevent it, and they will torture and murder and sabotage anybody who attempts to expose it. And I happen to be one of those people. What I've been going through has been pretty awful, but I tend not to talk about it. And I've received a number of death threats from the U.S. military. However, I also have a number of complaints on file, and fortunately with Obama in the White House and the Democrats at least having control of the Senate and Holder as the Attorney General and the American news media and other people, groups and individuals, activists that are involved that know about this corruption, I'm still alive. However, I'm kind of pretty severely crippled at this point as a result of some torture that I was subjected to by the military and the CIA. And again, I'm just a private citizen, American. I'm Jewish. I'm a Democrat. I wasn't involved in politics. I really didn't vote. But they target people. They target private citizens, and they often target minorities. And I'm Jewish, so I'm a minority, and they like to target Jews and blacks and celebrities. You look at much of the stuff you see in the tabloids and on TMZ relating to all these, all the details about the private lives of celebrities. That stuff doesn't come from paparazzi that take their pictures. That stuff comes from the government and then is put out into the media, and they attack. You look at all the scandals in the government, sex scandals, and all the scandals and all the celebrities. And here's a list of the different type of illegal domestic political covert operations that they run. Starts with the espionage. They gather information on American citizens. They do it almost all via satellite. And basically it's electromagnetic technology, satellite-based electromagnetics that can pick up the audio and video inside your home, wherever you are. It has that ability to pick up sound and images inside of buildings. It's very powerful technology, and they've had it for decades, and they've managed to keep it secret by claiming it's classified. But it's just, you look up electromagnetics, and you'll find it all over the internet. So it's pretty much declassified. But anytime somebody tries to expose it, then they'll say it's classified, even though it's out there in the public domain. So it starts with the illegal domestic espionage program. They gather intelligence information on their opposition, on everybody, all the Democrats in Congress, even Republicans in Congress. Even people in their own institutions, the Department of Defense, have files on everybody. And then from there, they scare people. They'll scandalize a few of them. I'm not going to get into details as to specific people who have been sabotaged, but so another one of their illegal domestic political covert operations involves sabotage. They have to sabotage some people, a few people at least, in order to, and let it be known that they did, at least inside of government and inside of the media, inside of political group, citizens groups, etc. They have to let it be known that they sabotage somebody, or that they're blackmailing people, or that they've tortured and murdered some American targets. Again, completely unrelated to terrorism. The people that they attack are not terrorists. The people they attack are just people opposed to their objectives, having to do with, for the most part, the military. Their main thing is military spending, and then privatization these days, with a lot of money being made off government contracting. That's at the root of a lot of these problems. And then, in addition to the espionage, sabotage, blackmail, targeted assassinations, they're also, of course, involved in state terrorism, which everybody knows. I'm not going to get into details, but everybody knows. It's bizarre that in the United States in the 21st century, the American people can know all these things. Oh, and then this is one of the big problems is people think that the country is pretty much divided between the Republican Party and the Democratic Party. The truth is, it's not. Most elections are